when I was just a young boy. I wasn't very old, probably about 4 or 5. Jim took me one day, he said, let's go down to the store and we'll get some candy. And I said, okay. So we went down to the store and he bought some Red Mule chewing tobacco, the plug. And we come out, we live about 4 blocks away from that store. He said, here Joe, have a bite of this candy. Man, I took a big bite of that damn chaw, you know, and swallowed that thing, and my God, I never got so sick in all my life.
I bet.
Man, I was just rolling all over the street or road there. It was a dirt road before I got home. And when I got home, I went in and I got a butcher knife out of the kitchen, and I come running out with that butcher knife, and I said, man, I'm gonna get you with this. And he ran around the house, and I threw that knife, but I missed him. But a good thing I did. But then he put me on the calf one time, tied me on my legs on this thing, had this rope around his calf's belly, I put my legs in there, and the calf took off and bucked me off, and I wound up, there was a piece of old angle iron laying in the ground, sticking up about that high. God dang, I come down on that thing, right on my rib.
Yeah.
And man,
I know that hurt.
Man, that hurt like the devil. Then he liked to tinker with different things. He started getting bicycle parts, then picking them up here and there, and he making these bicycles. And he made a bicycle and he sold that bicycle. It took me downtown. Was out in the country, and so we went into town, and he bought me a brand new pair of Levi's, took me to see Strawberry Roan. 5 cents to see that movie. So he was a pretty good brother.
Yeah, there you go.
One time I took a piece of heavy clothesline wire, real heavy like you got over there on that clothesline, and I tacked it up on the barn, one end of it, put a pipe up that wire, and attached that other end down to a fence post, way quite a ways out. I'd climb up on that. I'd climb up a ladder and get up on top of that barn, and then I'd reach over and grab a hold of that pipe, and I'd roll off the barn and come sliding all the way down, right? So June was out there with me, and she says, I'm going to go next. I says, I'm going to go next, and then you can have 2 turns. Well, when I went that second time, I got about 3 feet from the barn, and the wire broke.
Oh, man.
And I come down all the way down on the ground, knocked me out. Next thing I know, Jim was holding me in his arms and taking me into the house, and he says, I told him, I says, stop spinning around, Jim, you're making me sick. I thought he was spinning me around.
Right.
It was me that was spinning, right? So that was that story. My sister Louise she met David Roger. They got married in 32 or 33, and but she would stand out beside the fence. She knew when this guy was coming by, because he lived out further. He lived out at the end of town, last street out there, and she would stand there and wait for him to come by, and that was I watched that romance go.